Today we're in Nashville, Tennessee at Vinyl Archaeology Recording Studios with my friends Tom and Zach. We're about to hear singer-songwriter Josh Epifanio play one of his originals, and then I'll interview him about the craft of songwriting.
What's up? My name is Josh Epifanio. I'm going to play a song I wrote with my buddy Vibelingual. It's called Time Machine. Ooh, ooh, oh. Back in town and he's not around. What you doing to me? And I don't see how we can go back now. We need a time machine, and I don't think it seems right that you could just change your mind. You should know what you're doing to me. Keep you up at night when you don't know why. Just can't keep me out of your brain. And I don't wanna be the one to tell you off, but I can't keep playing these games. I don't think it seems right that you could just change your mind. Oh no, you should know what you're doing to me. Time machine. Ooh, oh. You must have hit your head, or could you forget what happened back then? Not a word was said, now you're in my bed. We got bad intentions, and I don't think it seems right that you could just change your mind. You should know what you're doing, and does it keep you up at night when you don't know why? Just can't keep me out of your brain, and I don't wanna be the one to tell you off, but I can't keep playing these games. I don't think it seems right that you could just change your mind. Oh no, you should know what you're doing to me. Time machine. Ooh, oh. I think we waited way too long. The timing was wrong and I moved on. Whoa. I think we waited way too long. The timing was wrong. Timing was wrong. Does it keep you up at night when you don't know why? Just can't keep me out of your brain, and I don't wanna be the one to tell you off, but I can't keep playing these games. I don't think it seems right that you could just change your mind. You should know what you're doing to me. Time machine. Ooh, oh.
So Josh, that was awesome. You have such a soulful voice. I love the finger work on the guitar. Tell me the story of this song.
Thank you. So the song I wrote it with my buddy who I mentioned, Vibelingual. Mm-hmm. And briefly, we met playing online Xbox, NHL. We would play on the same team online, and he would just in between periods, I'm playing the guitar, and he's like, "Who is that guy?" And then he sent me some music. I was like, "Dude, this guy's sick." And then so anyway, I fly up to New York where he lives, and that's the first time we met in real life. And then that week the song came about.
Really?
Yeah.
And who did the lyrics? Who did the music?
It was kind of like we were listening to music. I think one of the songs we were listening to was Andy Grammer, Fresh Eyes, and that guitar riff. And I was kind of trying to think of what's some pop guitar chord thing. So I started playing that chord progression, and then it just kind of came from there. I think we both chipped in on lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's the Is there an individual person, or is it kind of you put two experiences together to create the story of this woman and this relationship that you want to go back in time with?
Right, yeah. I'm pretty sure because it was a few years ago now, but I'm pretty sure I know who this specific girl was that I was writing about, but it's probably like a combination of a few different scenarios. But it came into like one cohesive, story about, having to go back in time in order for this thing to work.
That's great. And so it was really, you guys just started talking, hanging out, and this evolved, is what I'm hearing you say. There wasn't one individual, like, I'm going to write a time machine song.
Exactly, yeah. It just kind of happened.
Very cool. And how often is it like that for you in the songs you write?
It happens like that a lot. Just, you get an idea, like, I'll get, like, something I'm playing on guitar, because I just like noodle around mindlessly, and then eventually all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I haven't played that before, and then I go with it. And so I'd say pretty often that's how it happens. Very cool.
Now, in your technique, I noticed like there are no open chords, right? So his left arm, you can't really see it, but it's twice the size of this arm. Like, that takes a lot. Like, tell me about your style of just how that evolved in your playing technique.
Yeah, I've just been playing since I was 10, and I think I picked it up pretty quickly and just started like playing like Led Zeppelin and like my parents' kind of music, and then I got into like metal and just played in metal bands for a while, like lead guitar players. So I liked to shred when I was a kid, and so I just like developed a good like foundation on the guitar early on. So it's probably like my strength, because it's the first thing I did in music, was playing before I sang or anything.
Very cool. What about the song structure? When you think about the pieces of the puzzle, the verse, chorus, bridge, and when you choose to end it or how you choose to begin it, how did that come together for this song?
Yeah, this song was weird because we actually say like the same lines in like the end of the verse, I guess the pre-chorus, and then again in the chorus, and we were wondering like, should we do this?
Yeah.
And then for a while we didn't really like the song because we were like, we did that. And then like after a while, I showed it to my buddy, and he was like, dude, that song sounds like Justin Bieber. I was like, oh, it is a good song. But yeah, it was weird because of that. I don't think this seems right. You could just change your mind. Happens at both spots.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty straightforward, like intro, verse, chorus, bridge.
Yeah.
Chorus.
No, it's interesting because as a rule for me, I say, all right, don't give away the goodies until the chorus, right? Like 60 seconds is when you're supposed to like peak in the song or something like that.
Yeah.
But you obviously break that rule, I guess. And so how often in your songwriting do you really follow a formula versus you just say, all right, forget the rules. Let me just let this song be whatever it is.
Yeah. I probably pretty often. I don't know if anything like this will ever happen in another song I write, but I like to do, and this song is an example of that, but I like to change my second verses. Like
the rhythm in that one too, it was more syncopated. I guess. It was great.
So I do that quite often, is the second verse won't follow the first verse's melody. But it's pretty split.
Any other kind of tricks that you like to throw into your own songwriting that is kind of your signature?
Just like cool melodies, sparse throughout, and just like cool background stuff and ad-libs. Like,
what's your favorite part of this song?
I like that intro melody. And actually it started off as something different. It used to be like that's how it started.
Oh, interesting.
And I thought it was really cool, and then I took it to this producer who actually produced the record that just came out in November. His name's Chase Coy, and he was just like, man, your voice is so cool, I wish you could do like something else, and we kind of turned it into what it is.
Interesting. So on this song, how many iterations did it go through, do you think, before you got to that final deliverable that we just recorded?
Maybe like 4.
Okay.
Like I made a demo with like a different guitar lick in the intro that I really liked, and then I took it to the producer and we came up with something. I was like, man, it's not quite right. Yep. The beat needs to change. Then we did it again, and we finally got it done.
And do you feel like this is it, or are there a couple iterations for this song in the future?
Well, this is it. And then Vibelingual, who co-wrote the song with me, amazing producer, does a lot of EDM stuff. He remixed it, so it lives there as well.
Oh, cool.
And he totally switched up the structure, and he made it real cool. Like the first verse isn't even in his version, and he pitched down my voice, but I think it sounds really cool.
So, is that song going to be a hit? What's it like for you? Are you trying to get a big hit out there, or are you just writing just for the sake of writing?
I'd love if it became a hit, you know. I am trying to do the artist thing, and I was playing in a lot of bands as a guitar player, and then like one guy like quit music, joined the military, and another band, like the singer like got injured and we've taken a lot of time off, and I was like, all right, like all the stars have aligned, it's time to go with my artist thing. And, I found the producer Chase, and we're like on a plan to put out a lot of songs.
Great.
Like maybe a song a month.
And what's different about what you're doing now compared to what you were doing before as an artist?
Well, I'm really focusing on music that I want to put out, you know, as opposed, I mean, I've written, you know, plenty of songs that I'm like, you know, I don't know, that doesn't work for me. Like, I wouldn't sing that. And then I was putting a lot of time in other artists and bands' music, like writing with them. So now I'm like really kind of getting focused on my own thing.
And what does that feel like for you?
It's really exciting. It's more exciting than the other stuff, you know. It's just like because I'm trying to like create a sound, and you find your way through the different songs, and they'll all, you know, hopefully come together to one cohesive thing. But, you know, I'm discovering myself at the same time, and hopefully that will translate through each song, you know, like the development of me.
Absolutely. Well, as you think about that development, like, do you have kind of a strategy in the future of how your songs are going to unfold, or any kind of steps along the way, or tips you can give other people that you've discovered?
I'm just like, I feel like I'm developing like a certain like style within, you know, pop music. I think that Time Machine is going to be the like more like center of pop, and like my other stuff's gonna be drifting away, you know, more alternative. But tips for like other people is just like kind of finding you, because everyone has a specific like sound. And like Ed Sheeran, like he does like one run, you're like, yeah, it's the Ed Sheeran run. Or The Weeknd, like he does that one. Like they all have like a similar like, or not as similar, like they all have their own like motif, you know, about their music. And so trying to find that and then develop that and capitalize on that, because you have yours, you know, no one else does.
Absolutely. Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Yeah, so the first song I wrote, like me and my guitar, because I was always writing songs for like my metal band and stuff. But like the first song, like I got an acoustic guitar, I do remember. It's called In the Clouds.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what was it about?
It was about, I was kind of like, you know, teenager, like I felt like my mind was like in the clouds and like thinking of different things, and like just, it's just kind of like me being different than other people, I guess, and kind of like my story a little bit up to that point.
And do you remember the moment when you knew you were a songwriter? Like you confidently told people you were a songwriter?
I don't know if there's a specific moment, but I've always, like, I picked up a guitar at 10, and I was always just doing my, like, creating my own riffs and my own stuff, and like people, I didn't really learn that many songs. Like my goal, like a lot of people's goal, maybe when they pick up an instrument, is like, oh, I want to play that song, so I want to learn that instrument. That was never me. I mean, I love, you know, songs, and it's really helpful to learn songs and to gain skill, but I was always like making my own music, and so I don't know if there's a specific moment, but
so it just evolved for you over time.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, what about kind of moving to new songwriters, like other people that they want to become songwriters, but they don't know where to start? What are a couple of tips you have for them and how to really develop the craft of songwriting?
Listen to a lot of music, actively listening to music, not just consuming it, but like picking out, you know, every different part of the song, and then just writing songs. Like, I think people get caught up in, man, this song is not that good, I'm not that good, and like every amazing songwriter has like 1,000 songs that they're like, that song sucks. So just write the song and finish songs, because there's, and I'm guilty of it too, like a million ideas on my phone that are unfinished.
Yep.
Like, actually finishing a song and taking that time to do that will just, it develops you, and that's how you get, it's the only way to get better, is to do it.
How many songs do you think you've written in your life? Like, complete songs?
Complete songs, maybe like 100 to 200.
Wow. And then there's 500 to 1,000
there's like
riffs.
There's like thousands.
Yeah. How about when it comes to pairing the lyrics with the music? How do you think about that?
Yeah. Lyrics are something that comes maybe not as natural to me. Like, I'm more of a melody guy. And so sometimes it's just like it just comes, and it's like I start writing about it, and then other times I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick like a topic. Like, I don't want to write about a girl again. Like, all right, let me write about something else. And then from there, like, I'll write about the subject a lot and try to cut through like the normal stuff that you would say, and then get to the gems. And even when I'm like stuck in a song, like writing a lot about the subject and imagery and just different things to get to the good stuff. So it can happen either way. Sometimes it just pairs itself naturally, and other times you got to fight it and you got to like find it.
And what about the chords? Forget the words. Like, when it comes to writing a riff and pulling it together, is that easy for you, or is there a real process behind that?
Yeah, that's just like, it's easier for me. I just grab a guitar and I just start playing, and then I don't really know how to explain that one, because it's just like I hear stuff, or I just play something and it catches my ear,
and then you follow that lead wherever it takes you. Very cool. So how long ago did you come to Nashville?
A little over 5 years ago.
Okay. And you came to be a songwriter? That was the goal?
I did. I went to school at the Blackbird Academy, because I started getting in. I had like a ripped version of Pro Tools, and I started getting into it, and I was like, it'd be great if I could record myself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, and I figured I'd have a foot in the door by meeting people.
And did that work for you?
Yeah, it did. I met my buddy Charlie, who was just on here, and he's like, he's like a networker. Like, he just like attracts people to him. So through his circle, I met all these other people, and then that's how I met Tom, our mutual friend, and it was good. And I also learned how to record.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So what are the other kind of things you learned along the way as you really got into the Nashville machine, the music machine?
Yeah. Songwriting, just the development, and I learned like where I was, like how, and compare it to other people. And like, as a guitar player, I was like, okay, whoa, I can play, but there's some players out here. And but it didn't intimidate me. I was like, okay, I'm up to the challenge, and it's gonna be good to be around like such a high level of of any aspect of music, and it's happening here.
Absolutely.
Being around that, you get better unless you quit, I guess. But just being around here, getting songs, getting better at songwriting, and writing with more people. I'd written some songs with other people before I got here, but like once I got here, I realized the advantages of co-writing and how much it was happening.
Constantly.
Yeah.
So how many people have you co-written with here in Nashville?
I don't know. A lot.
Wow. It's been that many, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good amount.
And do you like writing with others, or do you prefer to do it on your own?
I do like writing with others. There's pros and cons, because you're gonna have to like sacrifice. Anytime you work with someone else. When it's just you, it's like it can be more of your baby, but you can do what you want with the song, and but sometimes you can get hung up by yourself, and when you have another person there to bounce ideas off of, it just moves quicker.
The whole process.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about the business side in Nashville? What have you learned about doing business in music in Nashville?
Right. I mean, it is a business, and everyone who wants to be an artist or a songwriter or anything, you own your own business, which is you, and you have to find ways to make it viable, and you got to figure out kind of how the industry works, and publishing and songwriting, your royalties, and where you're gonna make your money. You got to play shows or doing sessions, and you just figure all that out, you know.
And how much of that came from networking versus you just kind of with Google or YouTube?
Yeah, it's like maybe 50-50, you know. You especially going to Blackbird was cool because you get to see how the machine moves a little bit, because you're having these pros, and sometimes these people that I was there and Stevie Nicks was recording, and I was wow. And I saw her, I was like, wow, this is insane. And then I would see, because at first I was like, I really want to be a songwriter when I got there, and so I would see songwriters come in, they'd hire a band, session guys to play their song, and this song is amazing and sounds like a done record, and it's that's just his demo to pitch. And I'm like, oh, so that's what they're doing. You can't just make your little demo and expect to get cuts. You gotta make a record, pretty much.
Absolutely. How about for you? Do you want to be the performance artist that also writes, or do you want to be a studio musician and then Stevie Nicks does your song, or Beyonce, or pick an artist? Yeah,
I want to be the performer, and hopefully write songs that other people sing along the way. Because like I said before, everything I write, I don't think I would sing. But yeah, I love playing. I love being on stage.
Yeah. And what's it like for you to be on stage when you're actually performing?
It's something that it's it feels right. It's almost necessary. If I don't do it for a while, it's just I don't know. It's like this feeling that you can't get anywhere else.
And do you get nervous up there at all?
Yeah, I actually do get nervous.
Still?
Yeah. The more I play, if I'm playing a lot, it's less and less. And it's usually the first song I'm nervous, and then I settle in. But I don't know if there's a technique to eliminate nerves completely. But I still get a little nervous.
You just play.
Right, yeah.
And tell me about the evolution of you as a performer. I mean, you seem more confident now. You still have nerves, but back to the first time you played, I'm sure you're totally different in how you show up on the stage. What's that journey been like for you as just a performance artist live?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of proud of myself when I think back. I played my high school's talent show, and there's 1,000 people there, and I was so nervous, but I got through it. So I think just doing it, you just get more comfortable, and just feeding off of energy in the crowd. Hopefully there's a crowd, and you can you kind of give and take of energy there. And
absolutely. Yeah. I find that I like to, if it's a little too overwhelming, I just find a person in the audience and I look at them. And if I can just pause and deliver, it works.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's that one person who's just jamming out, I feed off of that. I'm right. This is my dude. He's pushing me,
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Great. So tell us what's coming up for you, kind of performances, gigs, and other things like that.
Yeah. So I've got a song I should be releasing in January. It's called See Through Me, and then there's one coming out after that that's almost done.
Great.
And so I'm putting together a band and then start booking shows. For a while, for all these years, I just played acoustic by myself when it was my own artist stuff.
Right.
And I toured the country that way, and now I'm gonna get a 3-piece band.
Excellent. Yeah. Go all in on it. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, how else can people connect with you online, social media?
Yeah, so everything will be at Josh Epifanio, and don't be intimidated by Epifanio. It's phonetic. It's Epifanio.
Yeah.
If you sound it out, it can happen.
Yeah.
You can get there. So yeah, I got a website, joshepifanio.com, and all the social medias, Instagram, is where I'm most active.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to share with the folks before you sign off here, man?
Man, just stay tuned. There's going to be some awesome music coming, and appreciate everyone's time listening.
Well, we appreciate your time. And we're going to end it with the 1, 2, 3, rock on. All right?
All right.
1, 2, 3, rock on! Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Josh.
Bobby.
Really an honor to be here. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
We're about to interview singer-songwriter Josh Epifanio. It's not phonetic, Fanio. I spent the last 2 minutes of the song holding back a cough.
Damn.
I was like, Tom, he's doing so good. This is a cough pause. I don't know what I've probably been talking about.
And the microphone's good too.
We do the clap.
I've headbutted that a couple times.
That's a nice mic, dude.
It's been an issue. So,
Okay, you ready?
you want to clap with me?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.